Oh yeah, she's purring now. Old Panther platform running like it should be. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bearded Fortech. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I got a 2003, see where it says 1102 Crown Vic. It's got 144,371 miles on it, and you can see where I test drove for 28 miles. Problem that this car was having, you see it's running now like it's supposed to be. It's got new coils in it on both sides, and you can see I had to do some wiring repair. The connectors were already there, and it's like that on both sides. See? So let's talk about what was going on and the codes that were in here and the customer and why I've test drove it for so long. All right, we're back in the vehicle. 144,371. The customer did come in. It did have a check engine light. You can see that's right up there, but it's not on. It would be yellow if it was on. So they said it when they go down the road after about 15 minutes of driving, it would shut off on them, just randomly shut off. And it happened, not like, it wouldn't shut off like every time. Like I said, randomly. You can start it up, drive it for 15 minutes and it'll shut off. Start it back up, drive it for another 15 minutes and it would be fine. Drive it for another 15 minutes and it would shut off. So on and so forth. And this thing is clean too, by the way. Yeah. I mean, a couple spots on the seat, but anyway, so I hooked up the computer to it and it had the code P0353 through P0358, I do believe it was, which is ignition coil circuit cylinder 3 through cylinder 8. Okay, cylinder 3 through cylinder 8. And look, I'm nice sunny day outside. Cylinder 3 through cylinder 8. So when you get a 353, 355, you know, something like that, that can mean two different things. It's a circuit code, yes, or it's an ignition coil driver code. And I say ignition coil driver code because if it's a driver code, usually that would be a PCM issue. Sometimes you can reprogram the PCM to the latest calibration and that code would clear out and it would be fine. Sometimes it doesn't. That's like a 50-50 shot. So this telling me that it's a circuit code, I opened the hood and immediately saw the ignition coils that were on there. It was those yellow ones from Excel, I think it was, and the wire harness was butchered. I mean, it had butt connectors on it. Some of the wires were hanging out of it, and it was just awful, awful. So what I did is, obviously I had to do the test, so I had to fix the circuit that's going to the coil. Okay, the connector, fix that, you know, spliced everything, not spliced, I soldered everything back together, used heat shrink, and I did this on all 8 of them because somebody went in there and put new injector connectors and new coil connectors thinking that was the problem. And so I went through and redid everything that they did, soldered everything, heat shrinked everything, wrapped everything in the cloth tape, and then I had them one by one. I would disconnect the injector and then disconnect the coil, put a noid light on the connector for the coil. And when you do that and you start it, and the reason I unplugged the injector so it doesn't dump fuel in there because the coil is not firing, so we don't flood out the cylinder, the noid light will flash. That's indicating that it has power to it and that the PCM is pulsating the ground for the coil to spark. Okay, so I know I fixed that issue. Now, let me double check everything else. Ohm out the injectors, or the coil packs, and cylinder 1 and 2 ohmed out at 0.6 ohms, which is what it's supposed to be. That's the spec for it. Cylinder 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, all between 0.9 and 1.2, all of them. So I'd sold the customer some coils, and you know, these customers, they're longtime customers. They don't have a whole lot of income. They just want it to run right. And the person that did this before was a backyard mechanic that said they could do it for a couple $100. So, and they actually ended up making it worse than what it was, the initial concern was. So it fixed it. I drove it around. I'm at 28.9 miles. Been driving it around. It has not shut off on me once. The check engine light hasn't come back on. We'll go back up underneath the hood so you can see everything that I did. Still running. So it's got new motorcraft coils on it. They put the dots on there so they know what in coil was for what, which you can see I went through and soldered everything together, then singly or heat shrinked each one of them, then taped it, both of them singly, and then taped both of them together. So it's a lot better than what it was. Trying to save the customers some money because I know their income is not, they're really good customers. They just want it fixed. See, so it's soldered together, heat shrinked, cloth tape on both wires, each one of them individually, and then both of them cloth wrapped together. And it's been running ever since. So I'm glad I could actually help this customer out, and I was actually able to fix all that and get them back on the road. So they will be very happy. All right, so I'm gonna continue my test drive. Bumpy road. Gonna continue my test drive, and then I'm gonna head back to the shop, have the advisor call the customer, let them know it's ready. This thing rides good, man. Very impressed with it. It's very clean, good riding car. Panther platforms are popular. If you can get a hold of a Panther platform, get a hold of a Panther platform, because these things are amazing. Bust an old U-turn. Love it, I love it. So that's what was wrong with it. It was just a hack job. It probably had bad coils to begin with, and then it was just a hack job on the wiring portion. I don't know the whole story of why they put new connectors on everything, why the other person did that. I don't know, I can't answer that. But it's fixed now, it runs great. I'm headed back to the shop now. And I love you guys. I will see you on the next one. And I appreciate you stopping and watching this video.